Hi, my name is Jesse. I want to thank you today for joining me in class as we talk about bloodborne pathogens. But what are bloodborne pathogens, you might ask? Bloodborne pathogens are microorganisms that can cause diseases in humans. Examples include hepatitis B, hepatitis C, HIV, and other potentially infectious materials. Bloodborne pathogens are harmful because an infection can lead to chronic symptoms or even death. Hepatitis B can actually stay alive on solid surfaces for longer than 2 weeks. OSHA requires that a company has an established exposure control plan, including universal precautions, work practice controls, including appropriate PPE. So the company is required to have on hand PPE that you can use to clean up a potential bloodborne pathogen spill. Also, the company is required to use signs or labels to indicate any hazards that are present. Also, to provide information and training to employees, which is why we're here today. Also, maintain the training and medical records for the employees and medical evaluations for exposure incidents. Methods of transmission. Accidental puncture of the skin from contaminated needles, broken glass, or other sharps. Any damaged skin or cuts that come in contact with infected body fluids, or any contact between mucous membranes and infected body fluids. Exposure control plan, explained a little bit more. Always wear the required PPE, including your standard precautions or universal precautions, which includes gloves, eye protection, a face shield, gown, etc. Anything that you deem is appropriate for that incident, we can make sure that we have that for you in case you need it. You never know when you may get that splash on your face or in your eyes, okay? We always want to have the appropriate equipment available, including your cleaning solutions, biohazard bags, sharp containers. We want to be able to dispose of that stuff properly. Decontamination procedures. Use OSHA-approved cleaning solutions while wearing your PPE to clean the contaminated area. Proper disposal. Dispose of the contaminants in your biohazard bag or in the sharps container. And wash your hands. You want to make sure that you wash your hands thoroughly, even though that you're wearing your PPE. Once you get done, you take the PPE off and you dispose of them in the proper containers. We do want to make sure that we wash our hands, even our arms, very thoroughly. Okay. Also, the company will provide immunizations. So we provide the flu shot each year, but we also provide the hepatitis B shot for any first responders or anybody that's responsible for cleaning up any bloodborne pathogen events. And also, in the event that it's necessary, we will provide the tetanus shot if needed. If you choose not to take the hepatitis B shot as a first responder, you will be asked to sign a declination form saying that you decline taking that shot, and we do keep those on record. Post-exposure procedures. So let's say that you do come in contact with the bloodborne pathogens and we need to respond in that incident. So the first thing that we want to do is notify the person in charge. Is that your supervisor or manager? We need to let them know about the exposure, and then we want to let them know the route of that exposure. Okay. Also, who the exposure was, the source of the exposure. So the individual that caused the exposure, was it their body fluid? Was it a needle stick? Okay. And then we want to document that route. Was it in your eyes? Was it broken skin? Did it get in your mouth? And then, if necessary, we will provide you with a medical evaluation in that event. Okay. And these are my sources cited. Before we conclude, I have a demonstration to show you. So, when you do have to clean up a bloodborne pathogen event, it's important that you know how to properly remove your gloves if they are contaminated. Okay, so I'm going to don a pair of gloves that I would wear to clean up a bloodborne pathogen event. I'm going to demonstrate how to take them off. So I'm going to put some shaving cream on my hands. This is going to represent blood. If I had blood on my hands, now I need to take these gloves off in order to safely get these off and not transfer any blood to my skin. I'm going to pinch the glove on this hand, and I'm going to roll this up, being careful not to sling any, in this case shaving cream, but blood or anything else that I have on the gloves. I'm going to roll that off of my hand. I'm going to wad it up in this hand. Again, I'm going to pinch this up and roll that up my hand. Okay, again, be careful. As you can see, I do have blood or shaving cream on the glove, but I'm being careful not to get that on my skin. And then I'm going to dispose of this in the proper container. Okay. Again, thank you for joining me in class today as we talk about bloodborne pathogens.